अस्सलाम वालेकुम माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम बात करने जा रहे हैं मेल गैमेटोफाइट की। तो मेल गैमेटोफाइट को समझने से पहले हमें पता होनी चाहिए कि पोलन ग्रेन क्या है या माइक्रोस्पोर क्या है। वी नो दैट द मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन ऑफ द फ्लावर इज नोन एज एंथर, और इस एंथर का जो इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर है वो कुछ इस तरह होता है। ओके, इसमें 4 पोलन सैक्स होते हैं और 4 माइक्रोस्पोरेंजिया होते हैं, एंड दैट्स वाई these types of anthers are known as tetrasporangiate। कुछ में 2 ही होते हैं। ओके, देयर आर सम एक्सेप्शंस। हर एक पोलन सैक में सेल्स होती हैं जिनका हम नाम देते हैं माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल्स और पोलन मदर सेल्स। हम यहाँ पे एक वाली माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल देखेंगे। ओके, दिस माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल इट इज डिप्लॉयड, it possesses 2 sets of chromosomes, it undergoes meiosis। you know that meiosis is completed in 2 stages। जो फर्स्ट डिवीजन होता है जिसको हम बोलते हैं reductional division, it reduces chromosome number of the daughter cells to half, and the second division is known as equational division। इसमें क्या होता है, इसमें 4 सेल्स बनती है। ओके, यहाँ पे क्रोमोसोम नंबर हाफ हो जाता है, एक सेल का n, दूसरी सेल का n। फिर जो दूसरा डिवीजन होता है जिसको हम इक्वेशनल डिवीजन होते हैं बोलते हैं, it ultimately results in the formation of 4 cells, and these 4 cells are associated together in the form of a tetrad। Okay, these 4 cells they are known as microspores। Okay, so we have 4 microspores in a tetrad, and after some time the microspores of a tetrad they separate from each other। Now you can see these minute structures, they are nothing but pollen grains or microspores। Okay, यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं this is one of these pollen grains or microspores। तो पहले हम बात करेंगे पोलन ग्रेन की स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में, देन वी विल टॉक अबाउट द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ मेल गैमेटोफाइट। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल समथिंग अबाउट द शेप ऑफ पोलन ग्रेन्स एंड देयर साइज। जनरली द पोलन ग्रेन्स दे आर spherical in shape, there may be some other shapes। okay, and their size ranges between 25 to 30 micrometers, and their wall layer is composed of 2 layers, outer axine and inner intine। जो बाहरी वाला लेयर होता है उसको हम बोलते हैं एक्जीन, और जो अंदर वाला लेयर होता है वाल का उसको हम बोलते हैं इंटीन। ओके, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एक्जीन। एक्जीन इज constituted of a polymer, this is known as sporopollenin। okay, एक्जीन is composed of a sporopollenin and it is one of the most resistant polymers known। this polymer protects the pollen grain against high temperatures, strong acids and alkalis। Now the germ pores, these are the prominent apertures in axine where no sporopollen deposition has taken place। axine में कुछ जगह ऐसी होती है जहाँ पे sporopollen deposit नहीं हुआ होता है। okay, obviously at these places you will find some depressions। okay, some pore like structures, these pore like structures are known as germ pores। the pollen grains they can be preserved as fossils for millions of years because of this sporopollen। this sporopollen which is resistant to degradation, it allows pollen grains to be fossilized। okay, and these pollen grains they can remain for millions of years। जो एक्जीन होता है it also displays some varied patterns and designs, or you can say it displays sclerorupturing patterns on its surface। it displays microsclerorupturing patterns, कुछ छोटे छोटे डिजाइन्स बने होते हैं। ओके, नाउ इंटीन, it is the inner wall layer। this wall layer it is continuous, it is thin as compared to the outer layer axine, and this is composed of cellulose and pectin। याद रखना, this is thin, this is continuous, इसमें depressions नहीं होती है, it is continuous throughout। okay, and it is composition is cellulose and pectin। अब हमने पोलन ग्रेन का स्ट्रक्चर देख लिया। अब हम बात करने जा रहे हैं गैमेटोफाइट डेवलपमेंट की, मेल गैमेटोफाइट डेवलपमेंट। जो पोलन ग्रेन्स होते हैं या माइक्रोस्पोर्स होते हैं, दे आर हैप्लॉइड हियर n। ओके, दे आर हैप्लॉइड, दे अंडरगो माइटोटिक डिवीजन एंड फॉर्म जनरेटिव सेल एंड वेजिटेटिव सेल और ट्यूब सेल। 2 सेल्स बनाते हैं। तो जो वेजिटेटिव सेल है it is larger, it is bigger, it possesses abundant food reserves, and its nucleus is irregularly shaped। okay, it possesses a nucleus which is having irregular shape। the generative cell it is small, spindle shaped with dense cytoplasm, and this cell floats in the cytoplasm of the larger वेजिटेटिव सेल। ये जो जनरेटिव सेल होती है ये स्मॉल होती है, स्पिंडल शेप्ड, एंड दिस सेल it remains in it floats in the cytoplasm of the larger vegetative cell. In over 60% of angiosperms, the pollen grains they are shed from the anthers at this two cell stage. Okay, almost 60% angiosperms में pollen grains are shed at this two cell stage, comprising generative cell and vegetative cell. In the remaining species, the pollen grains are shed at three cell stage when the generative cell divides further and forms two male gametes. In these species, the pollen grains are shed from the anthers at three cell stage, comprising one vegetative cell and two male gametes. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं. This is the detailed procedure how this male gametophyte development takes place. First of all, this is the pollen grain. Okay, this is it is axine, and this will be it is intine. At this place, you will have a germ pore because there is no sporopollen deposition here. This is the nucleus of the pollen grain, and this pollen grain is spherical. Okay, now what will happen? It will undergo the male gametophyte development. First division results in the formation of two cells: small generative cell, which is spindle shaped, and this spindle shaped cell is located at one pole of the pollen grain, and we have large vegetative cell or tube cell. Then what happens is this small cell, which is spindle shaped or generative cell, it comes to lie in the cytoplasm of the larger vegetative cell. ये cytoplasm में घुस जाती है, vegetative cell के cytoplasm में घुस जाती है. Okay, here you can see this is the generative cell. तो 60% species में देखा गया ये जो pollen grains है they are shed, they are dispersed from the anthers at this two cell stage. Okay, in the rest or remaining species, this generative cell divides further. Okay, this generative cell divides further, and it results in the formation of two male gametes, and we have here one vegetative cell. Okay, we have one vegetative nucleus and two male gametes. In these species, the pollen grains are shed at three cell stage. That means this whole development takes place in the anthers. Then at this three cell stage, the anther ruptures and the pollen grains are dispersed. Okay, then when pollen grain it lands on the surface of stigma, pollen tube growth takes place, and all the three nuclei they move to the pollen tube. Okay, we have to deal with these things in fertilization, pollen pistil interaction. An important term which is associated with this with pollen grain is that is palynology. Palynology is actually a branch of botany which deals with the study of pollen grains. You have to remember this. This is very important. Palynology is that branch of botany which studies the structure, the physiology of pollen grains. Okay. The pollen grains they are rich source of nutrients, and as a consequence of this, they are used in tablet or syrup form in Western countries. They are used as supplements in tablet as well as syrup form in Western countries. They are also used to increase the performance of athletes and race horses. Okay, because they are nutritious. The pollen grains of some species they are known to cause some allergies and other bronchial afflictions. For example, some pollen grains cause asthma, bronchial asthma and bronchitis. Okay, हम बात करेंगे यहाँ पे hay fever की. Hay fever is one of these bronchial afflictions. Okay, it is caused by the pollen grains of a widespread plant species named as Parthenium. Parthenium is actually an invader. It is not native to India. Okay, it has come from other countries and invaded the territories, terrestrial habitats of the Indian subcontinent. And this Parthenium, which is also known as carrot grass, it produces a lot of pollen grains, and these pollen grains are dispersed in the atmosphere. When humans are exposed to these pollen grains, they develop a type of fever which is known as hay fever. Okay, so this was all about the male gametophyte development and the related terms. I hope you all understand this. See you soon with a new lesson. Till then, stay blessed and thank you.